Hillary Clinton, as Senator of New York, sponsored legislation to punish flag burning with a $100,000 fine and a year in jail. Watch some of her speech on it here.
Burning a flag, to me, is also despicable, and I believe that there is no denying. When we talk about our flag, Americans' emotions run deep. And we know that when we look at the flag and it's deliberately, maliciously destroyed, that is an intimidating experience in many instances.
Okay, here's why this story is so important. This is an issue that's nowhere near debatable. We have the First Amendment. We have freedom of speech. We have freedom of expression. We have freedom to protest. And burning a flag absolutely falls under that. And what this shows is Hillary doesn't understand the Constitution, but perhaps more importantly, she's willing over and over again to bend with the times. So at the time that she did this was people were debating this, and the more populist position was, oh, okay, I'm going to now be on that side because I feel like that's the mood of the country, and so I'm going to go with the mood of the country because I want people to like me and I have no principles. So that's what she did. And just to explain to you guys how ridiculous of a position this is, even Antonin Scalia, super far right conservative justice, even he was like, what are we doing here? Seriously? We're going to debate this? This is a free country. Do you know what free means? It means you're allowed to do stuff like that. Real patriotism isn't not burning the flag. Real patriotism is understanding that you live in a country that allows you to burn the flag without throwing your ass in jail. I mean, think about it. Just imagine a situation where we're looking at a news report and somebody in Iran in protest for whatever reason, because they don't like the way their country treats women or gays or whatever, they decide, fuck this. We're mad. We're going to burn this flag in protest because we want to change the laws of this country. And then we get a news report. Protesters in Iran stand up for gay rights and burn a flag. Now they're in jail for a year and they have to pay a $100,000 fine. What would our reaction be? Barbarians, savages, don't even understand basic freedoms. Why the fuck is it any different for here? Why is it any different? Why is it any different? And oftentimes, being patriotic means doing civil disobedience and doing stuff like that. When we're engaged, for example, in Vietnam, and over 1 million people die, many civilians, sometimes, yeah, in that scenario, when you're talking about the Vietnam War, yeah, maybe you should burn the fucking flag and let people know, hey, we mean business here. If burning a flag and doing a symbolic protest of America helps push us even 1% in the direction of getting out of the Vietnam War and stop napalming civilians and using Agent Orange on grandmas, yeah, we should fucking do it. What are you, crazy? But here we are, Hillary Clinton, just going with whatever the flow of the time was, you know, not understanding constitutional rights, not understanding basic liberties. And again, another thing that's comparable to this is the Iraq War vote and the Patriot Act vote. If you talk to Hillary now about the Iraq War vote and the Patriot Act vote, it's fucking embarrassing. Why? Because the mood switched in the country, and it just so happens that now the mood is correct, at least constitutionally speaking. So now she's like, oh, yeah, no, of course. And since she's running in a Democratic primary and she has to be more progressive, she's like, oh, yeah, no, totally. Patriot Act, horrible. Iraq War vote, horrible. But you fucking fell for it at the time. And you can't use the excuse that everybody fell for it, because they didn't. Not everybody fell for it. There were people that voted against it. So, you had Bernie Sanders against the war, and he fought for that. The Patriot Act should have been obvious to everybody at the time, and the way it's worded, it was so broad that eventually it is going to be used for something like the NSA to come along and take all our metadata and spy on all of us. Hillary Clinton, there she was, giving away our constitutional rights with a smile on her face and arguing for it. And now we know it's not just the Fourth Amendment, protection from unreasonable search and seizure, that she gave up in the Patriot Act. Now we know she took a stand and argued for it against the First Amendment, against flag burning, which is free speech, free expression, free protest 101. I mean, what she's doing there is she's embodying this right-wing conception of patriotism, which is a childish and naive conception. The idea that if you dare criticize your country or do something like burn a flag, well, oh, no, now you're anti-American. They use the same argument again with the Iraq War. They go, oh, liberals want to bring the troops home. Why do you hate America? Why are you anti-American? No, the opposite is true. We're the most American. We're the most patriotic because the most patriotic thing to do is to say, don't send our young men and women to die unless you absolutely know for sure that we need to fight in self-defense. The patriotic thing to do is to say, hey, war is a last resort and we're going to keep it like that and we're going to hold the politicians to that standard. And the most patriotic thing to say is, I live in a country that has the freedom that allows you to burn the flag. Understanding that is real patriotism. It's not patriotism. It's faux patriotism. It's bullshit pandering to say, we should lock you up if you dare burn the flag or spit on the flag or whatever. Piss off with your ridiculous position here and just know this is who Hillary Clinton is, so don't expect her to be right and prescient on issues that are going to happen if she were to become president in real time and in the future.